Hey, yes sir, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy D-Nolly, aka Don Squally, and we are back at it with another Forza Motorsport 7 video, man. Now, I just did an update here. First update in quite some time, and seeing a lot of new features, lots of stuff related to drifting. So I'm stoked to be checking this out today. But as always, in today's video, we are going to be taking one of your requests, and the decision is pretty much unanimous, man. Lots of requests coming for this one. So I'm gonna just run through the list of people real quick. David Knickerbocker, Zach Gaming, Caden Cook, I am Hasib Ahmed, Yasmin Naja, Asho Smith, Vidath Alahakun, Jonesy Jones, Dom 20202, Anthract, Tyler O'Gorman, Hideo Manigwa, and Travis is my name. All want to see TJ Hunt's RX-7 build, man. Now, I was gonna do this build in Forza Motorsport 3. Unfortunately, the RX-7 in that game extremely expensive, so we're gonna jump into the buy car section, swap over to the Mazda dealership, I guess you could say, and we're gonna see if we can find the Mazda RX-7. Now, the one specifically I'm looking for is the 1997 body style. As you can see, we do have it here. The price in Forza Motorsport 7 looks like 54,000 credits. 20 million in Forza Horizon 3. I think it's a specialty car, maybe a barn finder. Could be something that you can only win when the Forzathon event was going on. But nonetheless, that's why we are in Forza Motorsport 7 for today. So what we need to do first and foremost is, been a while since I've played this game, man. I think we got to hit up tuning and upgrades, so let's jump into the upgrades. Now, if you guys pay attention to TJ Hunt's YouTube channel, the guy is just doing it absolutely real big. 350Zs, man, I can't lie. I started watching way back when he was on the smoking tire with his BRZ, and since then, a whole lot has changed. Man just hit over 1 million subscribers, so big shout outs to him, man. So in today's video, we're gonna do our best to replicate this build. Now, if you guys know this car, fully built 13B motor inside of this RX-7. Looks like we're gonna have to swap out this bumper. We need something way more aggressive. I'm thinking this Bomex is gonna be nice. We're gonna go ahead and buy this up. As far as the wings go, doesn't look like we have anything that is appropriate to which TJ has, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw on this Forza wing real quick. Better than nothing in my opinion. Nice body kit all around here, so I think we're gonna continue the Bomex, I'm gonna say Bomex body kit going on here. As you can see, pretty close to what TJ has on his car. The hood, very aggressive. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this car, but he has a serious vented hood. Looks like this is gonna be as close to what TJ has on his car, so we're gonna go ahead and buy that up real quick. Now, for those of you guys who are subscribed to my other channel, youtube.com/Denali, I just did a custom vented hood on my G35. If you guys haven't checked that out, link will be down in the description, man. A little bit of shameless promo there. But yeah, it turned out really nice. Nothing compared to what TJ has on his car right now, but nonetheless, I still think it turned out dope. Now comes the wheels. Looks like we are rocking a nice multi-piece wheel here, so I'm gonna skim through a couple of my options, let you guys know when I find something that I like. And for me, this one is gonna be a no-brainer. We're gonna throw on these Astras. As soon as I seen them, I knew they were pretty much as close as we were gonna get to TJ's multi-piece wheels that he has on there. Now, if you guys are paying attention to this thing, it is pretty much super stanced out. Big old set of wheels on here, so we are gonna go ahead and beef up our wheel diameter. Now comes the fun part, that clutch. We obviously are gonna go ahead and upgrade. Transmission, also gonna get an upgrade. As far as I'm concerned, this vehicle pretty much fully built. It's not gonna get much better than this. Just an absolute monster here. Now, brakes. We're gonna go ahead and upgrade the brakes just for fun, as well as the suspension. Now, as you can see, we do have the drift suspension that allows you to get more steering angle, which is what I'm thinking we're gonna go ahead and put on here. As far as lowering the car, doesn't look like we get too much lower, but I think for that steering angle, that's gonna be where we wanna be. Now, weight reduction, I'm gonna go ahead, fully weight reduce this thing. you know, anti-roll bars both front and back. I'm going to assume that TJ went ahead and installed those. Would be pretty crazy for him not to have all of these items on his car since this thing is pretty much fully built. Now, as far as the engine, we are going to do, like I say, fully built 13B motor. So we are just going to, as far as I'm concerned, max this bad boy out. Now, obviously, with this thing being a rotary, not going to have the compression and pistons that we normally would. But as you can see, race rotors and compression going to be good for quite a bit of horsepower, upgrading that big old single turbo here, as well as the intercooler, race oil, and cooling, as well as that flywheel. So now that this thing is pretty much where I want it to be, we can back it on up here, save this to the current car, and just like that, we are ready for tuning. Now, with the alignment, I want to slam this thing pretty much to the ground. As you can see, pretty low as it is. Apply this setup. Are we changing stuff? Springs. Oh, that was the spring stiffness. And it looks like the ride height can only be adjusted with a race suspension, which kind of disappoints me. I don't know like why they would allow you. Maybe we got to do the suspension as well as the arms. Let's go ahead and do that. Install race springs and dampers. Yeah, and with the drift suspension, you cannot adjust the ride height. Kind of a little silly there, Forza. I think that's something that we need to take care of. Chances are, if people are putting on drift suspension, they're going to want the thing to go a little bit lower. So that would explain why we did not have any adjustability. So now that we do have the adjustability, we're going to go ahead and take care of that right now. So as you can see, completely slammed to the ground. Now comes the paint and customization. So I'm going to see if there is a design specifically built to look like TJ Hunt's car. Now, this, you know, this is a popular YouTuber that we are talking about. So chances are we're going to have some kind of livery. If not, it shouldn't be too hard to replicate. As you can see, that green is just not going to work for us. So we're going to go ahead, paint the car ourselves. Right off of the bat, the body needs to get painted as white as possible. So we are going to install that. Everything else looking pretty good here. So we're going to save that to the current car. And we're going to go ahead and apply a couple of decals here. Mainly to the right side, we just have a couple of black accents that we need to take care of real quick. Just the black accent on the vents here on the front, as well as the top of the hood. We do have a couple of accents here on the vents. And I believe he did get rid of the pop-up headlights here. So what I'm going to try to do is find kind of a headlight overlay. Something similar to this. I'm going to see if these will fit here. And that is pretty much what I was going for right there. So we're just going to go ahead, install those to this. I'm pretty sure those headlights were meant for this car, if not a Supra. But nonetheless, I'm thinking that is looking just about where we want it to be. So with that being said, let's go ahead, take this thing out onto the racetrack and find ourselves somewhere to go. And I'm thinking, let's try out Watkins Glen, see how this thing does. Now, with this being a fully built RX-7, I am expecting it to be quite a handful around the corners. Been a minute since I played Forza Motorsport 7, so forgive me if I'm a little bit rusty. Playing Horizon 3, you tend to get pretty used to the, you know, the almost arcadey graphics. Whereas with Motorsport 7, quite a bit more arcade-like. Smashing into the walls, we're definitely going to want to be careful because we don't want to wreck that paint for our little photo op here. Now, one thing I'm noticing with this rotary engine is, oh my goodness, this thing just loves to rev all the way up to almost 10,000 RPMs. Just bouncing off of the red line, this thing is screaming. Now, I am not too keen on these engines. I know there's a big cult following with them, and, you know, a lot of rotary guys live and die by them. But for me, there just seems to be a whole lot going on. I'd say for the most part unfamiliar territory, which is what makes me scared the most about the whole situation. But nonetheless, in a video game out on the track, this thing hauling some serious ass. Really liking the setup here. Oh, we could use a little bit more braking. But as far as the power goes, just tapping that gas will swing out the back end. Now, it looks like we do have a little bit of damage, which is rather unfortunate for our little photo op here. But nonetheless, we're going to keep it moving. Do a little bit of a restart when we need to. Now, the brakes, one thing here that I'm definitely noticing that's lacking. Coming into these hard corners, braking heavy, the wheels just lock up. And it's, you know, something that I think could use a little bit more fine-tuning. But for the sake of keeping this video under 15 minutes is where I usually like to keep these gaming videos. We're just going to not mess around with that. Aside from that, your typical RX-7 fun. High revving, almost sounds like a sport bike. Hitting that red line, as you can hear. Just an absolute gem. Crowd is loving it. Making a half decent lap at 2 minutes and 22 seconds. But I'm thinking we might go ahead and restart this race just to get that photo opportunity going here. And as always, you guys know how we do it right around this time. Put an end to this video. Now, I'm pretty pleased with how this one turned out. You know, compared to other YouTuber builds that we do, there was a lot that we got right on this one. You know, it's not every single build that we get to nail it right on the head, but I think this one is pretty much about 90% of the way to where I would want it to be. Obviously, the wing not 100% correct, body kit neither, hood vents, but overall, I think we got the style of the car down pretty good. So we're gonna jump into photo mode here. Now, I'm not sure if I can close the headlights here. Yes, I can. There you go. So that's going to be perfect for our screenshot. As you guys can see, looking almost identical to TJ's car. Like I say, aside from that wing, we are looking pretty close to where we need to be. Now, one thing with the upgrades with Forza, it sucks putting on the drift suspension, not being able to adjust the ride height. Hopefully, with updates to come in the near future, they will change that. But nonetheless, if you guys did enjoy this style of video, don't forget to smash that like button if you guys want to see more. And you are not subscribed yet, definitely do so. As always, I am your boy, D Nolly, aka Don Squally. We're going to catch y'all mofos at the next one, man. Peace. Oh no. Oh, for fuck's sake, every fucking time. Showdown, bitch. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Should have had a V8, yeah. Recovery of a lifetime. Oh fuck! Oh no! Oh fuck! Yeah, just keep on rolling there. Yeah. Don't worry about the race or anything.